Okay, welcome to the Entrepreneurial Trends presentation lecture. This will be a relatively short presentation lecture just to kind of take a look at where things are trending now that we understand how entrepreneurs and the economy coexist to give us the economic structure that we are used to. So let's go ahead and get started. There is a note guide that goes along with this presentation lecture, so please have that handy so that you can jot down some notes as we go through the presentation lecture and you have it as a study guide for your quiz. All right, some current business trends. What I'd like for you to do is take a second, pause the presentation lecture, click on the link below, go to bloomberg.com/businessweek, and then take a chance to take a look through this website, look at 2 articles on this site, and come up with at least 2 business trends and indicate what they have in common. Now, next time we meet in class, we'll be taking a look at some of the articles that you analyzed and then how you determined what they have in common. So we're going to take this opportunity to look at many different trends from a number of you in class and see what we have in terms of commonalities and what we have in terms of differences. Now, some current entrepreneurial trends that you probably were able to get access to or recognize through your article research might be internet businesses. As we evolve to a technologically dependent society, and a lot of our purchasing and our banking and our financial processes take place online, internet businesses obviously are thriving. One of the big internet businesses that I'm sure a lot of you can relate to and probably do business with on a personal level is Amazon, the king of internet businesses. Service businesses. Unfortunately, the trend in the United States is that the manufacturing type businesses are starting to slow down and become non-existent. And the majority of the businesses, I shouldn't say the majority, but I mean, there's definitely an upward trend of service businesses rather than the manufacturing of goods and services in the United States. Now, whether or not this trend will change, only time will tell, but it is where we're at right now. Home-based businesses. The potential to be able to work out of your home is very attractive to a lot of entrepreneurs. So being able to run a business out of your home, where your home is your office, determining when you want to work is totally up to you. Do you want to work at 6 in the morning? Do you want to start work at noon? Do you want to be working at 9 o'clock at night, depending upon your personality and your personal life? Creates a lot of flexibility. So home-based businesses is another trend. And socially responsible nonprofit businesses. We see these all the time. Nonprofit businesses trying to find a niche in a particular market to be able to satisfy a demand or satisfy a social need. And as long as you're socially responsible, abiding by certain laws that are put into place, EPA, the Environment Protection Act, and not polluting and things like that, and not soliciting, all of these different ethical, laws that are out there in order for business owners and individuals involved in business to abide by, as long as you're socially responsible and you're nonprofit, chances are you have a very good chance of being successful because there is an upward trending. There's an upward trend for these particular types of businesses from an entrepreneurial end. Focus on technology. Well, that goes hand in hand with the internet businesses because they do focus on technology, and we're becoming a very technological dependent society. So it doesn't take a genius to be able to make that connection. Outsourcing. Depending upon how you look at this, outsourcing could be very beneficial, or it could be not so beneficial. It could be beneficial because it's going to allow businesses to operate with less cost. However, it is also going to have a negative impact because outsourcing means less jobs. So now the unemployment rate goes up. So just another element of another economic indicator that is going to determine the strength of our economy. So outsourcing, even though it does provide some advantages, it also provides disadvantages. Strategic alliances. You see these all over the place. It's a strategic alliance is a little bit different from a merger. Strategic alliance is being able to pool resources together, be able to still operate independently, but still be able to feed off of one another. Strategic alliances, I tell you, one of the business models I can think of that is doing this a lot is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company, who has a strategic alliance with ESPN, and then also has a strategic alliance, I believe, with Disney. I'm pretty sure that alliance is still in place. I'd have to double check and research to see if that is still the case, but ABC has definitely done that. I mean, if you think about that, strategically aligning with ESPN is good for both parties because now ABC can tap into some of ESPN's markets and ESPN can tap into some of ABC's markets, and they can both benefit from that alliance. Corporate ventures. We talked about this in the Entrepreneurs and the Economy presentation lecture, that ventures out there, there's ventures out there, opportunities out there. And as long as you're willing to take on the risk and become entrepreneurial, you could become a corporate success. Now, other sources of new ideas. Let's take a class poll here for a second. What I would like for some of you to do within the next day or so, we will see where you're at and what you have observed, and then we will discuss in class is to observe the world around you. What do you notice based off of this background that you have now from entrepreneurial or entrepreneurs and the economy, and also entrepreneurial trends? What do you notice? What stands out if you take a look at the world through those eyes with that background? Watch for demographic changes. Demographics are simply the amount of males and females who are most likely to purchase products within a certain market. What age range of males and females are most likely to purchase a good or service in a particular market? Or also the average income in a particular geographic area, determining whether or not a particular business venture would be successful or not successful. So if you take a look at that, now obviously, a lot of you probably aren't going to have a wide range of data when it comes to or watching for demographic changes. But if you think about that in the back of your head and think about your immediate geographical area, the community of Amro, what do you think the demographic makeup is? And does that relate to what is the actual truth of our demographic makeup? Citydata.com is a great resource to go to if you feel like doing some additional research to determine the demographic makeup of our community. And be an avid reader. There's information upon information upon information out there, but you have to be willing to go out there, find it, read it, and understand it. So being an avid reader could also help you understand different entrepreneurial trends, demographic changes, and then changes in the world around you. Consider your own experiences. Think of some of the products and services that you enjoy. Are they available to you? Are they readily available to you? And if they could be more available to you, how would you make those changes? So those could also provide entrepreneurial opportunities to explore the possibility of a new venture. So all of these could work together, and being a more observant person is going to allow you to recognize sources of new ideas. In order to be an entrepreneur and recognize entrepreneurial trends and take advantage of entrepreneurial trends, you have to be creative. Realize that there are new innovations to take advantage of all the time. What exactly are there? What are those innovations? Can you recognize them based off of the criteria that we just went through on the previous slide? And then are you willing to take on the risk and explore them and implement them and possibly become a business owner of your own and take that on and be successful doing it? Create a niche. A niche is a particular piece of a market. A niche, for example, is any type of product that might be, I want to say exclusive, but have a very significant chance of being successful in a particular geographical area based off of demographic makeup. So creating your own little niche means you're providing something within a market that doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily exactly the same as your competitors. You are unique in some little way, and if you can create that niche, chances are you can be very successful with marketing your product and then also generating demand for your product. Within that niche, as mentioned before, analyzing the demographics of the geographical area or community. In AMRO, if you think about that, I asked you to think about that on a previous slide. If you can determine what the demographic makeup is and then see what it looks like on citydata.com, which is a great resource to do so. Well, that concludes the presentation lecture on entrepreneurial trends. So we will take a look at this a little bit further, do some activities, and be able to discuss this a little bit further so that you can make the connection between entrepreneurs and the economy, and then also have some background if you are somebody who is looking to pursue some type of an entrepreneurial opportunity, being able to recognize those opportunities and understand the risk, and then keep all of that in mind as you explore your potential entrepreneurial venture. So go ahead and review any of the slides if needed, complete the note guide, and I will see you next time we meet in class.